Marcel Williams here with Elliott Wave Source, #1 source for Elliott Wave technical analysis. Today is November 3rd, 2013, and today I will do a brief recap on the pairs we kind of focused on last week, and then we'll just touch upon gold and copper futures for the current new week, this week coming up. Now, let me just start out on some of the things we were looking at. So let's start out with crude futures. So we made a video on crude futures, I believe, and with crude we were anticipating a move off the 76.4% Fibonacci retracement, but as we see, prices did penetrate through and got below that. So for you guys that had entered this long, I would definitely jump out of those longs, and we'll just wait to see what the market does with this with this commodity. Wait to see what happens with it and see if we can get a bit more direction as to where it's heading, and then at that point we'll reassess the count and we'll have our outlook on it. But as for right now, did like it long, but being that it broke below that support, just came out for a minor loss on that. I want to touch on, it's a pound. Pound worked out perfectly for us. So now with the pound, let's jump down on the 15-minute charts. On the pound dollar, did a chart of the day on this Monday, I believe, and we also covered it on a video. So now with the pound on Monday we saw prices push a bit higher, and we were definitely calling for entries on the break of this ascending trend line. So for you guys that jumped in on that, you guys would have reaped the benefits, as it definitely traveled about 250 pips, which is what we were anticipating. Targets we had in this were at 59.3, and the reason is, if you see, we have there is a horizontal trend line, which we're seeing prices kind of bouncing off right now. And going into the new week, we're definitely expecting this pair to pull back a bit, so we might be able to get some more selling opportunities. I'm definitely expecting prices to push higher up maybe, so we might get a 38.2% correction, push towards this descending trend line, and then we'll look to short again and see if we can ride this wave down, because we'd then be entering on that third destructive wave. Now Kiwi dollar, this was something that was covered by Paul, and what Paul was looking at was that at this point he was looking to enter long, and we were expecting a pullback, as we saw that we got that larger wave A, and then we were looking on that B wave. But you see that B is rather a complicated wave, so as we see, it's moving pretty choppy, so the count is still accurate, but we just saw it push below the lows of wave A. So we can even readjust that to make this A, and then we're gonna see wave B in this week. So we should see that wave B come in this week. So this pair still looks good for longs, but I wouldn't long on the B wave, me personally, but it's still, the bias is still to the upside. Another pair we wanted to touch on, we touched on this week, was the Swiss. So now with the Swiss, made a chart of the day on this and also touched upon it in a video. If we just take a look at the hourly charts, we see that we had that wave 1, 2, 3, which was the extended wave, and wave 2 retraced 23.6%, so we were anticipating a 76.4% move for this wave 4. Now prices found its way to the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement, but we could see it push a bit higher, or it could just fall from this level. So we will definitely monitor to see But for you guys that did get a chance to enter this pair, kudos to you guys. And for those that didn't, kind of missed out on that great move. We were looking to enter long at 89.3, so we just missed it. It was on the 29th or 30th, I believe. We were looking to enter this pair, and as you see, came down to our price, kind of flirted with it, and then it just shot off from that level, and no looking back since. But we could definitely see somewhat of a correction as it comes down. So this could be that A, B, C to give us that A, and the B, and then this sharp move upwards, that C wave within the 4. So we could see it push towards that level, which is what we were anticipating. So towards that 92, 91.8, or we could see a reversal from right here. So for you guys that are already in it, I would just move my stop losses to right below 91 and just look to continue riding this move. The last pair we touched on was the euro dollar. Euro dollar, similar results. That pair kind of shot off as well. So currently on the 15-minute charts, and see we had that wave 1, 2, and 3. 3 was that extended wave, extended by 261%, I believe. And with the wave 4, we were anticipating a move towards that 61.8 fib, though I would not rule out a move towards the 76.4, as wave 1, I believe, retraced 23. Well, it shot slightly past 23, so in the realm of that 38.2% mark. So we should see a correction. We should see a bounce from this point, rather. So definitely looking for this pair to push higher from this point, and it's also found its way on the trend line support. So we definitely like this pair to push higher. So for you guys that entered it short, kudos to you as well, and definitely look to collect profits if you haven't already done so. The point we were looking to enter at was 137.9, so we also came just a bit shy of that, as prices just pushed to 179.84 before correcting. So we just missed it by 6 pips, but prices definitely did what we were anticipating. And then finally, gold futures, which is we touched on earlier in the week. So as you can see, we originally had wave 1 ending right here at this point, and we were anticipating a move downwards, but kind of see that it pushed a tad higher, a couple of points higher from that point, so about 20 points higher, and then it started to correct. So as we readjusted that, you see that prices are currently at that 50% mark. So before I was anticipating a move towards the 61.8, but it's kind of hard to anticipate where these things will end. So we kind of just have to wait and see if it will drop to that 61.8 or take off from this point. But from what we're seeing with the euro, as it is finding support, trendline support, and it looks as if it's going to take off, so we could see the gold futures take off from this point as well. And last but not least, copper futures. I want to take a look at, and let's jump on the hourly charts. So on the hourly charts, we see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give us that 1, and then now we are in a complex corrective wave. So we had the A, then the B, and then it appears as if we're working on C. So I'm anticipating that prices would push towards that 61.8 fib and bounce off this ascending trend line at the same time. But we saw that prices did bounce from this level, and it's just pushing higher. So as I dig a bit deeper, saw that wave A has a relationship with this little move downwards, and that is that it has a 61.8% relationship with it. It has a impulsive look. You see, it would be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we would get that impulsive look for that C wave, which we would like to see. So that indeed could be a C wave, and then that would be our 2, and then we could see prices push off from this point, or that could just been wave 1 of that larger wave C. So either or, we'll definitely monitor to see what comes of this commodity as well, as you see that that could have been just a correction, and it corrected to the 76.4% retracement levels. So definitely be monitoring this to see where it goes, but if it breaks below this trend line, then we definitely know that the C wave has not ended, and then we could see a move towards the lower ascending trend line. So that's the video for today, and pretty much what we can draw from this is that we should see risk. We should see a boost in risk in this week to come, as we're seeing the euro and the pound finding trend line support. And with our Kiwi, we do see that it should push a bit higher as it's in that B wave. So definitely looking for market to take on a little bit more risk in this week. Thanks for watching today's video. Any questions or comments, definitely feel free to jump in the chat room. And for you guys trading this week, have a safe week trading, and good luck.